The Mariners lose to the Angels, but there are some good signs. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the series analysis episode of the Seattle Baseline Podcast. My name is Julian Smith, and I'm with Alex Hong. Alex, I mean, this one to me is bittersweet. I want to know how you feel about this series because obviously we lost.
It's a little difficult to analyze. The pitching was great for the most part, especially in the first and second game. Brian Wu had the one of the best starts he's had, I mean, it's just the typical Brian Wu start. It's actually better than that because he only had one hit given up. Like he was amazing. And we still barely won that game, which was the disappointing part. I feel like if you had a start like that from Brian Wu, we should have won that game easily, but it happens, right? We won in extras, which was good. And then the second game, Hancock has a really good start and we still lose the game. So it's just disheartening to see such a good pitching performance and we lose because it's a little worse last year because last year if we had a pitching performance like that we didn't, those were kind of a rarity, but in 2024 those were commonality. So if it is a commonality again, then I'm not going to miss it too much, but I just feel like if we had one of those starts last year, if this was last year's team, we completely wasted the start, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and Emerson Hancock has like completely turned the corner. Obviously, it's just two starts, but I mean, he had a no hitter for 6 innings first start, and then he gives up one run and goes 6 and 2/3 this time. That's that's elite baseball. That's a good pitcher. That's not just some typical hey, this is your number five, number six starter. That's most teams' number one. So what we're getting from Emerson Hancock right now is incredible. Luis Castillo can't say the same. He went, what was it, 4 innings? Did he get through 4 innings?
He
And
did 3 and 2/3.
oh my goodness, that was rough. Yeah. He gave up a bunch of hits tonight, and yeah, just that's not it. The offense played well in the last game. Could have played well in the previous two games. It would have looked better, but obviously you're gonna put your best offensive game with the worst pitching performance to kind of balance it out. Always keep the game close, but never win. So the Mariners, I've got to say, they look like they're turning the corner a little bit. And like in the intro, I said that they have some good moments. They have like good signs. That's what I'm pointing to. You've got two starting pitchers that were elite this series, and then one game where your offense was pretty elite. It was six runs for 9 innings. That's good. That's what you need. And so with Josh Naylor starting to turn the corner a little bit, he's been hitting a lot of hard hit balls. Whether regardless of if they're actually turning into hits, there was a home run ball stolen from Joe Adell. We're going to talk about that one later because oh my gosh, right? And we there were a ton of Josh Naylor hits that were caught on the warning track. And so I don't think Josh Naylor played bad at all. I thought he played pretty incredible for how we thought the season was starting for him. Josh Naylor could have had like 300 batting average if those balls weren't hit directly at people. So contact is good. Great signs from Josh. Great signs from Rayleigh was good. I thought Julio was also he was getting hits and he was getting walks. It wasn't flashy, like he wasn't getting home runs, but you need Julio to be consistent like that, and that's what he showed. So that's that's where I'm at. Good signs, just couldn't get it together.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we can blame a single player for losing this series because if you look at it, most of the players they did do something in like it's not like they did nothing, except maybe Cal Raleigh on offense. But other than that, a lot of our players were hitting, right? Like Julio had the good series. Naylor had a pretty good series, but we weren't able to string together runs, which is the most important thing. And definitely losing Donovan hurt, right? He was our best player. on offense up until that point, and now he's gone, right? But it looks like he'll be back pretty soon, so I'm not too worried about that. That was kind of just a this series issue, but what else? Cole Young, he's been good, right? I mean, he's been really solid. He has the home run ability, which is crazy. That's not something I expect out of him. So I'm happy to see what he's doing there. But yeah, it's just tough because we lost both of the games by 1 run, and it was definitely games we could have won, especially the second game with Adele. We might as well talk about him now because we're on the topic. We talked about last time how Joe Adele usually kills us, but this time he
Not
killed
just
us
last
with
time.
defense.
Like killed us every single time we faced him. Like what is
Yeah, but
going
this
on?
time what different was that it was on defense. This is not what I expected. I don't know how a player has the opportunity to rock 3 home runs in a game. Usually you don't even get like it's not that just the fact that he did it. He got the opportunity to do it 3 times and he did it every single time. It's just crazy. I mean, they were really good catches, don't get me wrong. Like one of them he was literally falling into the seats and he caught it, but it's just really unfortunate that that happened because we definitely could have won that game. If one of those home runs went, we would have gone to extras and we definitely could have won at that point. So but I mean, still, we shouldn't have been in that position to begin with, right? Because even if all those 3 home runs hit, we would have only had 3 home runs to score. So we still got to do a little better on that. I don't think we did too bad with I mean, I don't know. The offense was fine in except in the second in the third game, but it was pretty bad in the first and second game, even the success we had in the first game was only after the 9 innings. It was in extra innings. So like, am I really gonna give that much credit to that? Like, those are still hits and those are still runs we scored. It's just it was in extras where we shouldn't have even been there.
Yeah. And the whole Adele thing, here's what I'll say to that. That was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen. Like that was I mean, if you're an Angels fan, you should be really happy right now cuz that was like I don't think I've ever seen that. That's almost a it's almost like a perfect game from a pitcher. You never see that. Most defenders are lucky to have maybe if you have one home run robbery in a game, that's amazing. If you have the the number one last year was four in a whole season of 162 games. Adele just had three. And so, I mean, there's there's two sides to this. Obviously, those three home runs, if you drop them, you win the game. But at the same time, you definitely do need to get more hits and more RBIs, a little bit more sound baseball, consistent baseball, not just relying on the home run. The Mariners, the reason that they got Brendan Donovan, he's obviously he's out right now, but the reason that they got him is because of this. They wanted to
Hmm.
balance out the team so that they can get the hits, they can get the home runs. And if they don't get the home runs, well, they can still hit for an average. That's the team that Jerry Dipoto set out to make. And clearly, so far, that hasn't happened. One good thing from that, or two good things, two of the same things that were good that happened. Home runs. Josh Naylor and Cal Raleigh, two players that have obviously not been playing well so far. It got robbed, but it was still a home run power ball. So pretty happy to see that from Cal and Josh. Interesting to see that type of power from JP. That's awesome, especially since he's coming back from injury. Those are some good signs. Those are really some good signs because you're getting these home runs from players that A were injured and B did not have their A game coming up to this series. And so you're seeing these players start to find their contact, find their power a little bit. And in a season of 162, you're going to keep climbing the ladder a little bit and you're going to keep on getting better because at the end of the day, the World Series is the goal, not just winning one game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So hopefully Donovan comes back soon. right? Crawford's back, which is good. We'll be excited to see him play going forward. But I think we should quickly mention Rob Refsnyder. He has yet to have a hit, and I know he doesn't play every day, but this is kind of a problem, right? We're platooning him, and he's not doing anything. I mean, he's drawing a few walks here and there, but he's not getting any hits, which is quite an issue, I think.
Yeah, and you're paying him twice as much as you paid Brendan, or not Brendan Dunn. You're paying him twice as much as you paid Donovan Solano last year, who was also like this. He played horrible at T-Mobile Park. Same with Rob Refsnyder. Rob Refsnyder, though, key difference, he was supposed to be the Aaron Judge from the right side of the plate, and he's not. He's really not. If you can't get a hit, you're not even you let alone Aaron Judge, you're not even league average. And that's a problem, especially if you're a platoon guy who specializes in that one thing. You do one thing really well and you're not doing it right now. And so
Mhm.
either Rob Refsnyder needs to turn the corner or the Mariners need to start making some tough decisions. But I think we're still very early on the season and Rob Refsnyder has the track record to say, hey, I've done this for a ton of years in the past. I'm just adjusting the T-Mobile Park and just give me a couple more chances. Let's go get some like let's go be righty Aaron Judge again.
Yeah. Okay, I think we should go and move on to the next series, which will hopefully go better, which is the Texas Rangers. So the Rangers haven't had too hot of a start, like similar to the Mariners. What are your keys to that series?
Keys to this series, get hits. Seriously, that's what it is. You've got pitchers in Logan Gilbert and George Kirby who haven't been pitching well. Logan Gilbert, I feel like can turn the corner this time because I think seeing how the past few starts have gone, first inning has been bad, last inning has been bad, but there have been some really good innings for Logan, so he can turn the corner. The offense just needs to show up for these guys, and regardless of if Logan Gilbert gives up 1 run or if he gives up 5 runs, if the offense turns in 0 runs, then that means nothing. And so that's the first thing we need to watch for. And we know what Brian Woo's going to give us. He's going to give us 6 or 7 innings of absolute wipeout baseball. And so we can rely on him a little bit. George Kirby, other than that home run that he gave up in his previous start, was really good. And so I expect George Kirby to be pitching really well as well. And pitching wise, I don't think there's much of an issue other than if Logan Gilbert has another blow up start, which quite frankly I can see happening a little bit. But then again, I've seen some of the good innings he's had, and it gives me a lot of confidence. And so, point being, I want Logan Gilbert to show that he can be that guy again from 2024, and the offense needs to show up. If the offense doesn't show up, it doesn't matter how much defense you play. 0-0 still puts you in extra innings, and 1-0 loses you the game.
Yeah, definitely. Few things to look out for, I think, with the Rangers. Their pitching's pretty good theoretically. They have DeGrom, Evaldi, and Mackenzie Gore. DeGrom and Evaldi didn't have good starts so far, but obviously a small sample size. DeGrom has been great for years, right? He's amazing. Evaldi was really good last year. We got tough pitchers to go against. But if our offense isn't going to score anything, then it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter what our pitching does. Like we saw what happened. Brian Wu had an amazing start and he didn't even get the win because we didn't even score 1 run. Even we didn't even score 1 run. So, instances like that is how we end up losing games. So, unless we have a blow up start from our pitching staff, I think I'm confident our pitching will do relatively okay to where we just need our offense to score some runs and then it'll just build up a lot of confidence in us and it'll just be better that way. I think that should be the way we should try to win this game. I'm pretty confident, like I said, with the Woo, that game we hopefully will win. And we might drop one of these games if case Evaldi or DeGrom has an amazing start, but we definitely need to have a chance to at least win those two games. We can't concede those games because oh, we're against a good pitcher. We're gonna lose. Like that's we can't be doing that. So offense needs to give us a chance. Or actually, let me rephrase. Our pitching needs to give us a chance to be in those games, and we need our offense to perform in at least two out of those three games, and we will still win the series. So, more realistically, if we're going for at least the series win, even if our offense is dead one of the series, our pitching, I think, will still give us a chance to try to win at least two of those games to still win the series.
Yeah. And offensively, the Texas Rangers have some really good players. This is a team that won the World Series not too long ago. And Corey Seager, major part of that. Whether he was playing with the Dodgers or the Rangers, he's always been really good. Brandon Nimmo, new addition for the Rangers from the New York Mets. They they've found some success in their outfield, especially with Brandon Nimmo and Andrew McCutchen. They've found a lot of success. Jake Berger is having the best start he's had to a season in a while. This is the same guy that was moved down to the minors last year, albeit, but Jake Berger's been playing well. Ezekiel Duran, another one of those names that we need to watch out for. He's not playing well this year, but still he's up there. And then Josh Smith, always the pesky hitter that he is. He always like his stats don't give him enough justice because he's going to foul off 5 pitches and you're going to get to 9 pitch at bats easily with this guy. This is a guy that can foul off a ton of pitches, regardless of if he gets a hit or a walk. He he gets out a lot, but he'll he'll put up the pitch count. So that's going to be a tough one to face. Overall, the Rangers are a good balanced team, and you want to if you can get past the four guys, Brandon Nimmo, Andrew McCutchen, Corey Seager, Jake Berger, then there's not much threat going into the Rangers series. And I think I think this is a really winnable series for the Mariners. We said the same thing about the Angels, but all of these teams are winnable series for the Mariners. It's just a matter of do they wake up or do they just let it happen to them?
Yeah, we got to build some momentum into Houston because that's the series after that where, you know, it's going to be pretty tough going forward. I think the Houston is actually an interesting four-game series because it's weird because we play them on Friday and then we stop playing them on Monday, so it's a very weird series coming up, but that's for a later talk. These are division rivals. This is pretty important. Um, Look, I still don't think the Angels will be contending with us later on, but these tiebreaker things really matter for the division. Like it's one thing for the wild card, right? But it's another thing for the division where winning the division guarantees you a playoff spot and, better seeding. So it's really important to win the division, like we talked about earlier before we even started the season. So yeah, it's going to be very important, I think, to win both the series coming up. And with the Rangers, if we win that series, and even if we drop one game, we will still be at 500. So we cannot be too much in the hole. If we lose this series again, whether a sweep or we only win one game, we're gonna be we're gonna be 5-8, right? And that sounds a lot worse than being what 6-7, which I think we will be. So yeah, we can't just be getting too much in the hole, is what I'm thinking. So yeah, Julian, do you have any other thoughts on this series? I think we summarized it up pretty well.
Yeah.
Good stuff happening, bad stuff happening. We need to kind of balance it out a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see, or not just excited, but curious to see when Brendan Donovan comes back. That's going to be a needle mover for the Mariners. This is the guy that was hitting the best for the Mariners before he went on the injury list, and losing him is a massive deal. You've lost a guy who is consistently getting on base, and so that's one that we definitely need to watch for. And he's going to be crucial going into this Rangers series. If he can play one or two of these games, then that shifts the tide completely. This is the player that can get the Mariners those wins, especially with Luke Raley, Cole Young playing as well as they are, Josh Naylor turning the corner, Randy Arozarena, sneaky, but he's playing well. Like this consistently, Randy's been producing for us. Julio's starting to turn the corner a little bit, maybe a little bit of power along the way, but in this lineup is starting to look like the lineup that the Mariners intended it to be, even without Brendan Donovan. So it's like, guess what's going to happen when Brendan Donovan gets put back in there? Mariners are about to really pop off. I'm excited to see this one.
Yeah, I agree. One thing I think we need to look for is hopefully, we had Julio start playing better, Naylor start playing better. Hopefully, like Ref Snyder plays a little better, and that Cal Raleigh is able to get a little bit of praise. I know he got the home run robbed, and there were some good things he's been doing, but he's been starting a little slow. And if he could get back on track, that would be good to see. And if Julio can keep playing well, and hopefully this is not an early season slump, that would be great too.
Yeah, lots of great signs. Let us know what you think about the Mariners start so far. Are the Mariners starting to turn the corner? I think they are. So I'd love to know what you think about the Mariners going into the bulk of 2026. This is the officially where the Mariners need to start locking in and grinding. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and our beautiful faces on YouTube. Check out our Instagram. And as always, go Mariners.
Go Mariners.